The Apple Watch finally gets into customers' hands tomorrow. Some customers. A lot more will have to wait. A key to this watch's success will be the quality of the apps being developed for it. Mike Wehrs is head of operations for Appster, a company that helps create mobile apps. Mike, is app development for the watch going to be much different from app development for the iPhone or the iPad?
Yeah, it actually is very different in a number of ways. You can look at it from the business perspective of just the user experience that you're going to have to deliver is different. It's on someone's wrist. So the way we look at that is that you have about a 7-second difference where someone can twist their wrist and look at something quickly or pull out their phone and get a different experience. So what you want to put on that device has to be incredibly timely and meet that requirement of something that you need in that short amount of time. You don't want to also interrupt the person all day long with them twisting their wrists. So there's a lot of things that you have to think about from a user experience perspective. From a technical perspective also, when you're designing an app, there's things that we really don't think too much about when we're loading a new app onto our iPhone. For example, what's the power utilization going to be? But when you start thinking about a watch, the last thing you want to do is have an app that's really not extremely well designed for power control, because then you'll run out of power during the day.
We've already heard about Apple-developed apps that don't exactly run fast on the Apple Watch. How much of a concern is that for a developer, that the processing power of the watch isn't up to delivering the kind of experience people are used to with consumer devices now, where it's pretty much instant on?
Yeah, this is also another pretty important area. At Appster, we actually trained our developers who are working on the watch on this tethered scenario. And what that really means is that most of the processing is done on the iPhone, and then we just remote the user experience down to the watch itself, so that all you're getting is the UI and the buttons that you're pressing. As much processing as you can do on the phone is where you really need to leverage that kind of architecture. Most developers don't know how to do that, though.
How much information are you going to be putting on that little watch? I can barely read my smartphone at this point. When we're spending so much time, he knows this, we're spending so much time looking at our apps, reading text. Now we're going to do it even smaller. How are you going to deliver all that information in a way that people can actually see it and see it in the long term?
Yeah, it's a question that comes up, and it really is. The best way to kind of think about it is it's not just taking what you do on an iPhone and putting it on a watch. Right? If that's what you do.
Walk us through that, because that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Or can't see it on Nintendo.
Yes, you can scroll, and yes, you can do some level of reading, but the intention of the watch and where the real opportunity is delivering a different kind of experience. So, for example, the watch has much more information about sensors that are happening on your body. So we're working with one of our development partners who's doing an app with us called Sim6, and they are looking at integrating in sensor feedback from the watch to the iPhone, and then being able to do the work on the iPhone and only tell the person the information they want.
What kind of information?
I'll give you for instance. You're in the airport. What's the thing that we all have to look at our ticket 3 or 4 times because we forget what gate we're going to?
Yes.
We forget what flight number we're at.
Yes.
I don't need to see my entire itinerary. I don't need to see my frequent flyer points. I just want the little reminder it's gate 42. So that's an example of how you have to think about the scenario you're looking to deliver and give just the information that's relevant.